What a great episode of Shouwa Genroku Shinjuu. Really great episode that we had this week of Shouwa. Like, just the revelations that we saw in this episode of Shouwa. Like, damn, like... Yo, I don't even know how to process this. I don't know how to, like, go about this review, but I'm just gonna try my very best. Okay, so, honestly, the main thing that I think you should get out of this review, and what you should get out of this episode as well, as far as the whole plot goes around, is that scene with Yotaro and the big boss of the gang that Yotaro was a part of. Just that scene alone was executed quite well. Now, when it comes to the speech that was given off by Yotaro and the big boss of the group, we also learn a little bit more about Yotaro's past, how he ended up getting into prison to begin with. So apparently, I guess this is what went down. From what we learned is that Yotaro took punishment from someone else in the gang. Now, I'm not really sure if it was Yotaro's boss at the time, like a different sect, not the big boss, but his boss at the time. I'm pretty sure it was his boss in the little sect that he was involved with, the whole entire gang. It wasn't really the big boss, but it was the boss that he took punishment for, I guess. And upon taking this punishment, he was sent to prison. Now, he actually did not want to do this in the first place. He actually refused to go. And the big boss threatened Yotaro, if you do not go, we will kill off your dad. So, enraged by this, Yotaro had to comply and go to prison and take someone else's punishment while he didn't even do anything. And regardless if he went to prison or not, we find out that his father actually passed away. So it was quite interesting to actually see that whole scene play out. And also, one of the other highlights while that scene is going on is when Yotaro grabs Konatsu and says, "Hey, I know you're the big boss and all that, but I just can't seem to shake the feeling that this baby right here, while me and Konatsu recently got married, I still have a hunch that you look a lot like that baby right there." And we find out that the big boss was actually technically the father of Konatsu's child. So, yeah, this causes the boss to get slightly enraged and throws Yotaro into a pond. And I guess he also maybe hit his head on a rock or whatever, because we do see him bleeding, you know, from being thrown into the pond. But if he wasn't bleeding, you know, he would just fall in the pond and he would be fine. But because of the fact that he's bleeding, you know, I guess he hit his head on a rock within the pond. Anyway, I digress. So that is basically the whole entire main scene that went about that really had an effect on the viewer. I know it had an effect on me as well, because I was like, holy shit, all these revelations, his past, how, you know, Konatsu is, you know, the mother to technically, you know, the big boss, so to speak, even though she is not really on the same sort of relationship level that you think a normal couple would be, because we actually find out from, I think it was Yotaro's buddy, who was also a part of the gang, that apparently the big boss, how he, you know, goes about, you know, selecting other women is completely, you know, of the norm to the person that he is married to. So this woman does not have any problems with the big boss, you know, flaunting over other women as well, or even making children. So that is actually pretty crazy. But yeah, just everything that went down in that scene, how it was executed with learning the revelations with Yotaro's past, the Konatsu scene, and also after he gets thrown into a pond, we eventually see him, rant out to the big boss, saying things like he's a nincompoop and all that stuff, and the big boss is just like, alright. That's the grudge that you have against me now. I understand, I don't know where you're getting nincompoop or all these other words from, but I understand your outrage, And then eventually we find out they end up leaving unharmed. And the thing is, from what Yotaro said there and how, the escalation of that scene was, getting pretty heated, like, he could have died right then and there, especially due to the fact that, the big boss of, the Yakuza, or just the gang that you were involved in, is right there in front of you. So, pretty crazy. But yeah, I think the last bit that is worth mentioning when it comes to this episode is that at the end we get to see some communication between Yotaro and Yakumo, and we basically see the same sort of communication that Yakumo has been giving to Yotaro in the first place, how he needs to be more creative in his, Rakugo, how, he should develop his own Rakugo, and, Yotaro is just basically like, I still don't understand, Sensei. I want to perfect my Rakugo. And Yakumo is just basically like, your Rakugo is good. However, you do need to still be more creative. I do not feel it in your voice. I don't feel like it is truly your own style of Rakugo. You need to find that. But here, I am going to show you what I mean. He sits down and actually does some Rakugo that Sukeroku used to do in the past, and this brought Yotaro to tears because he really looks up to Sukeroku. And what he saw right then and there did not only motivate him or bring him to tears, but also it made him realize what Yakumo, his sensei, was trying to show him in the first place, and that is how he can develop his own style of Rakugo is by putting more emphasis on the words and his storytelling. And basically, long story short, just bring about more meaning to his story, more meaning behind the words, more meaning to his overall character and his style of Rakugo. If he puts more emphasis and, being more creative when it comes to the words that he chooses and their true meaning behind them, then and there, he will develop his own Rakugo style. So really cool right there. I mean, technically we have been getting in the past few episodes of Shouwa Genroku Rakugo Shinjuu Season 2 of, how, Yakumo wants to try to make his student a better Rakugo player by telling him to do this, do that. But this is like the first time where we actually see Yakumo actually getting a better understanding, Yotaro actually getting a better understanding from Yakumo. So that was very cool to see. So hopefully we will see, Yotaro develop as a character more and see him, progress as a Rakugo player. I mean, technically, that is how, this whole season is playing out. Just him developing as a person and also the relationship between Yakumo, Yotaro, and Konatsu and how everything ties in together. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what you guys thought about this episode. Also with my review, did you like this episode? Let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.